Welcome to the Cybersecurity Competition Federation show. I'm Dan Manson. I teach computer information systems at Cal Poly Pomona and serve as principal investigator for a National Science Foundation grant to help form an umbrella organization over cybersecurity competitions. The Cybersecurity Competition Federation can support the development of skill at a large scale by bringing cybersecurity competitions under an umbrella organization, which will help players of all ages and skill levels identify a point of entry into a continuum of cybersecurity competition experiences. With a focus on communication and promotion, the CCF maintains the autonomy of competition creators, supports their business models, and does not interfere with their sponsorship or funding sources. This week, we bring you on-site coverage at the Gaylord National Hotel and Resort in Washington, D.C., for the Cyber Patriot National Finals. Let's take a look at the competitors.
What does it take to succeed in Cyber Patriot?
It takes time, and it takes, as you get more teams, it takes more mentors and more help. I have several companies in the city I live in that are now hiring students in internships, and that kind of experience that they've gotten, I can't provide. But so I think that's a really big deal. But I need to have, when they get to the competitive point, they need to be willing to do some of it on their own time and to study and to, take information and use it and do some extra learning outside of class and outside of our time.
Well, they learn to depend on each other. They learn that they don't know everything. I don't mean to sound arrogant, but that, hey, it's okay to say, hey, can you help me with this? Or, I've looked at this for a while, why don't you take over? They're very good about sharing and helping each other and asking for help, which is really hard at this age, to admit that, you need help. And they also have learned that it's not just putting aside the time, but actually using the time.
How did you become this good?
Our coaches.
Yeah, I have to say, I have to give most of it to the coaches. I mean, there's not much studying. You don't know what's it's kind of like a pop quiz. You don't know what's gonna be.
All you can really do is
just know what you can know.
You can know what to do if stuff happens.
They get to have a trip down to DC and stay in a hotel and do what they've been doing all year, which is competing. The middle school division only has 3 teams here, and our school has 2 of those 3 teams, so they really were winners before they even got here.
How many hours a week did you study? How much practice did you do?
2.5 hours.
On every Tuesday.
Was it hard? Was it fun? What was it like?
Really fun.
It's fun. I mean,
it's fun.
We know it's so much fun, but
it can be hard.
Yeah, it's a little bit stressful at times especially the last, I'd say 20 minutes. Last 20 minutes of the
30 seconds. That was really stressful.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So the last 20 minutes to 30 seconds is the most intense.
Listen, as a mom, it's over the moon pride that they were able to get here at all, that there are only 4 of them, that they're so young, and that they've never had an all-girls team compete in the finals ever. I don't know. Again, I don't think it's something that they really comprehend. All girls, but I don't think they really understand, because we're adults and we know what kind of people are in this field already, that it's very male dominated, and for them as young girls to have gotten here. And when I saw the other teams listed and they all had their pictures and their names, and even on the high school levels there were no all girls teams, I mean, I was over the moon excited.
What do you like most about your team?
Everything. We're funny. We have so much fun.
We're we're friends. It's basically we're working on something.
We're like a family. We nudge. We fight, and I mean, not fight, but we have our disagreements, and you wouldn't have a fun team if we
always after competition we always say good job.
Yeah, and we always we have things that we do before, and it's so much fun though.
As we started, being involved in the program a lot more over time and the way that it's morphed and grown, there are other things that are important too. And we really focused originally, besides number of teams, was balancing the number of teams between the open division and the all-service division. We've achieved that. We've leveled the playing field. We have just as many teams from each of those two divisions, then adding in the middle school. So our goals evolve as the program evolves. What's important to us is diversity. So what's important to us is reaching pockets of children who would otherwise not have known about an opportunity like this, or maybe don't have this curricula in their schools. And so for us, the growth is not only in pure numbers, but who we're reaching and how we're reaching out to them.
As teachers, and this is educator to educator speaking, as teachers, what we often see is that there's an exciting topic that doesn't actually generate excitement in students, doesn't generate follow through, doesn't get their attention. Often, my colleague and I, who's a computer science teacher, are frustrated because students with talent come in and they say, I want to be a game programmer. Really? That's not even a good career path. How can I interest you in this secure coding, or how can I interest you in networking? So Cyber Patriot solves that problem for us. There is nothing more exciting than a Saturday at Cyber Patriot trying to get that one last score on the board. Cyber Patriot has done the job of making this an interesting activity and really opening the door of them to a career path.
So in this case, we have 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade students in there.
Yeah.
There's the chance to be doing this 6 years before they go to a college. What's the edge that a student who does this for 6 years is going to have versus a student that just takes classes?
Well, in some way, I've heard folks in there say, I would hire some of these kids right now. I know they're some of those green-shirted judges who are from either schools at the graduate school level, or they're already in jobs. They're part of this. They work for some of the sponsors of the event. They've said to me, yeah, these kids are showing me they have the talent that I would need to hire in my staffs, and so that means that if they get done with high school and they're figuring out what kind of degree they want to go for, well, they could get a job while they want to work and get hired right away and make some money and pursue the degree perhaps at the same time. That's a huge advantage. It also it means that they're able to really understand the concepts of what they're going to be hearing about in the lecture hall, because they've touched it and seen it before. I've mentioned that before. So I think it's just such a... If you took a violin, a kid wants to play violin at a virtuoso level, they're going to have done that. If a kid wants to go have a soccer scholarship at a university or go out and play professional soccer, that's not something they just turn on at age 18. So it is an opportunity to express their talent early enough and be identified and encouraged.
What is your team like about Cyber Patriot?
I think a lot of us like Cyber Patriot because first of all, it's computers, and it's like playing and having fun, and not like schoolwork where it could be a subject that we are not that interested in, and this is like a subject that we like.
So there's a lot of cool people here, and it's cool that we're not all the same. Like, a lot of the people here have different mindsets and different ideas and different beliefs, and that's the coolest part, is meeting all these different people.
You're meeting people really from all across the country, from all types of environments, but you really have a shared passion. Do you see that?
Definitely. Like, we're all here because we love Cyber Patriot. We love doing cybersecurity, and that's what brings us together. And then talking about other things is what keeps us together.
You've just seen some of the best and brightest cyber athletes, their coaches, and supporters in the country. If you have a competition you would like us to cover in a future show, please contact us at cyberfed.org. I'm Dan Manson. See you next week.